Testing. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check 1.
Yeah. You got enough of that? Sounds
Check
good.
1. Check 2.
I'm not a huge fan of like holly jolly Christmas time. I don't enjoy Christmas shopping. I don't even like decorating.
She doesn't even like the tree.
I tried to get away with just a wreath, and my son, who's 4.5, was like, I want a tree. And so I'm not a super fan of just even in general Christmas music. And so when I joined the group, and they had, I joined them in August. And so, a month and a half in, they're like, okay, it's time to learn all our Christmas music. And I was like, oh, Christmas music. And I can honestly say, since I'm not on the original, it is the most beautiful Christmas album. It is so deep and so profound. Like, I've loved it since I joined the group. And so when it came time to kind of talk about a deluxe and to put some new stuff with me on it, I think we had to be careful. We didn't want to go holly jolly. We wanted to make sure we kept with the theme and the feel, but then also to do what we do, with our sound.
Well, and what's so cool is with the new songs, like Amy was, Amy's our longest female member now. She's been with us 11 years. 11 years. So, and Rose of Bethlehem came out 14 years ago. So we were like, it's time to kind of refresh this. So what she was saying was really true. We wanted to stay very true to the original, but like Todd, Nicole, and I is a different sound than Todd, Amy, and I. So we wanted to keep it in line with the original album. We wanted to do songs we loved, but we wanted it to stay in keeping with the theme of the original album, but also kind of just how we've changed and grown as artists. We have Little Drummer Boy on there. That's a new one. And we always do, Todd grew up in Congo. He's a missionary kid, for anybody who might not know. We always have one song on all of our albums that kind of has that feel, an African kind of feel. We thought Little Drummer Boy was perfect for that. We've done an original. Did you and Ed write Dance in the Dawn?
It was me and Chad Cates and
Okay.
Tony Wood.
Yeah.
They're two songwriters from Nashville who've written a lot of music that you probably sing every Sunday.
A lot of art, like we've done a few of their songs.
Yeah,
so.
Unredeemed is a song they wrote. And so we all wrote Dance in the Dawn, which is just a joyful, kind of an Irish feel. And then we did Where Are You Christmas?
Yeah, we did from the movie Where the Grinch Stole
Which
Christmas.
I do love.
And then Amy, one of my favorites on the album.
It's a moment.
It really, I don't know if we've ever done a track this big, actually.
Yeah.
We have choir, strings, like a good, nice orchestra sound. Really great. And, I'll let you tell them that.
I was in a restaurant and I just had, there was an instrumental on, and I thought that it was God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, and so I was kind of humming along. And then it turned out it was like We Three Kings of Orient, and I was like, wow, those two songs would go well together. They're both kind of in minor, and so I just kind of for I don't even know, maybe years, would just, if we would talk about, we need to do more Christmas music, I would kind of start thinking of, we could really marry those two songs into a very cool medley. And so when we were talking about, we need to do like a traditional song that people really can sing along with, and I said, you guys, I have this really crazy idea, and I said, kind of a frenzy of music, and I started kind of describing it, and they were like, I said, but I'm not an arranger, I'm not a musician, I'm just, a singer with crazy things in my head. And so they said, well, we'll connect you with an arranger. And so they connected me with Bill Wolliver, whose family is the Annie Moses Band, and they are so
fantastic,
incredibly talented.
Fantastic.
Every single one of them, I'm just like, even the little 4-year-old who can play the violin now, I'm like, he's so talented.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a phone conversation with him. I sang him all my insane ideas over the phone and said, I want a choir part here. I'm not sure, exactly what I want it to sound like, but I want them to be saying this. And I want the Carol of the Bells music in there. And so I kind of listed off how I wanted Alan to start it. And I just basically sang him this crazy idea over the phone, and a month later he had the coolest orchestration. And so I'm a choral girl. I was did a lot of choirs growing up and in college and stuff, and so for me it feeds that need for choral and intense strings and choir. I'm sorry, I'm getting really carried away, but I love this song.
She loves her song.
I love my song.
And it's amazing. It really
but it's
is
honestly,
amazing.
it's because Bill took what craziness I could describe was going on in my head and made just something really beautiful out of it.
Well, good stuff. We're getting ready for there'll be the regular album release.
It's called Unbreakable.
Yeah, Unbreakable. So we're finishing that up. So we're putting the final touches on that. We are, I don't know when this will air. We're singing on the Grand Ole Opry. which is the first time we've been invited to the Opry. So it may have happened by the time you guys see this. If not, we're about to do it. But it's fantastic. We're so excited. And I mean,
We had a hymns project come out.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have Christmas coming out.
and
Couple
we
of
earlier this
cruises.
year we sang at the Ryman Auditorium, which I mean I'm from East Tennessee. I'm a country boy, so I grew up with country music. I love country music. So when we did our first headlining show at the Ryman, and this is almost 20 years into our career, so that was a thrill and a half. And we did it with one of our best friends, Travis Cottrell, who is fantastic. And we love working with him. I hope we get to do a lot more with him together. And so that was a thrill. Now we're going to be on the Grand Ole Opry. That's an unbelievable thrill.
We're going out on a cruise with Sandy Patty.
Yes, her
next
farewell
March.
cruise.
It's her last cruise. It's
Yeah.
one of her last big concerts she's doing. So, and we've done probably 10 or 12 cruises. This is the best one that we've ever been on. So if you're thinking about going on vacation when it's winter cold, come
Yeah.
on out with us on the Sandy Patty cruise.
Well, and this
You can
has like
search
double
that.
the artists,
Oh,
double
yeah.
the
It's
singers.
Natalie Grant, Nicole
It's
Mullen,
insane.
my wife
Travis.
Angie Smith,
Travis,
Travis,
is on there, us.
Sandy, obviously,
So-
John Acuff, a lot
Her
of different
kids,
speakers.
who are incredibly
Oh
talented.
yeah.
Yep.
So that'll be a good time.
I would just say to you worship pastors, man, share the gospel. Share the good news of Jesus Christ. Share about his death and his resurrection and the need for forgiveness and the hope that we have in him. That message has been around for 2,000 years, and to make sure that we're communicating that, because we need that message, especially in this day and age. So continue to do what you're doing and stay faithful in that, because you never know where people are at. And there's many times where we've come into a concert and you're tired and you're worn out and there are flight delays and different problems, and you get in there, maybe the sound system isn't great, and you're doing the concert and just kind of feeling like you're going through the motions. And it's just so important to stay faithful, and to sing as if it's the last time you're going to sing, and to give everything you've got. And the stories that we've heard of people afterwards, after the concert, where from our perspective it just looked like it was horrible and there was no interaction, and then someone was in need. And I remember this one woman, we sang at this one church and the sound system was horrible, and like half the audience was on the one side of the auditorium, and then there were like 5 people over here, and it was just kind of weird. And I remember by the end of the concert just thinking in my head, like, I cannot wait for this to be done. Like, let's be done and go back to the hotel and go to the next place rather than being in the moment. And after the concert, this 50-year-old woman came up and came backstage, and she said, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I felt like every song you sang was meant for me. She said, my husband just left me last week, and I am devastated and so hopeless. And every single song that you were singing about, I felt like God was reminding me of how much he loves me and that he's going to walk through this with me. So you just never know where people are. So keep going, keep working, keep doing what you're doing.